Great Odin's Raven, by the powers given to me by the mighty Mjolnir and the god of thunder himself, I dub this day Thor's Day. Welcome, my friends, to Comic Book Now. What's up, Comic Book Nation? Welcome to Comic Book Now. Like I said, it is Thor's Day, and I am joined by the lovely Janelle Wheeler. Janelle, how are you today?
I am so glad to be back on Comic Book Now, and your intro was amazing.
Thank you. I've been practicing all week. When BD said he wasn't going to host the show this week, I was literally sitting in front of my mirror with that line and this hammer for way more time than I want to tell you guys about. But, like I said, BD isn't with us today because he is in Los Angeles, where just last night, he attended the first official screening of Justice League, a movie that I know we're all anxious to know basically everything about. But there's a strict embargo over the press at this screening. Everyone that was there isn't even supposed to tweet about what they saw. But with BD and I being as close of friends as we are, I'm going to try my hardest to get him to tell me what he thought of the movie. So, BD.
Hey, Charlie, what's up, man? I'm here on the Warner Brothers lot in Los Angeles, man. This is super cool. I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me on Comic Book Now, man. This is your show today. Yeah, man, I'm excited to be here. I miss you a whole lot, but I'm glad you're over there having fun. And I understand that you did see Justice League last night. Yes, I have watched Justice League.
Tell me all about it.
Well, I can tell you I have watched Justice League. That's about all I can say. There's someone with a gun pointed at me right there. I'm telling you, we're on the lot. I can't do it, Charlie. Text me later.
You're being tough, BD. You're being tough. Okay, look, you don't have to say anything. Blink once if it's good. Blink twice if it's bad. Okay, if you won't tell me about it, at least tell me what's next for you on the trip. I know you're going to the junket and doing some interviews and stuff, right?
Next for us tonight, I'm going out to London. We're going to sit down with the entire cast. We're going to talk about Justice League. Really excited about it. I might even watch the movie again. They're going to do a couple screenings in London. So we're going to sit down and do interviews and then bring a bunch of content to ComicBook.com, which is super exciting.
So if the cast asks you what you think about the movie, what are you going to say?
Man, if Henry Cavill asks me if I like Justice League, I'm going to... Charlie, you almost had me, man. I almost told, I can't tell you what I think. I can't. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. I don't know when we'll be able to share our reactions to Justice League. I'm pushing, I'm emailing, I'm trying to make it as soon as possible. But it may be soon, it may be later. But as soon as we can, I promise you I'm going to tell you guys what I thought. Awesome.
Well, have a great trip, man. I can't wait to actually finally hear about it. I'm sure everyone else is excited to hear about it, too.
All right, guys, have fun in the studio. I hope Comic Book Now doesn't suck without me. Hey, Janelle, good luck today.
I'm sure BD is anxious to tell us about everything he knows about Justice League. I know that we're all very anxious to see it, but no matter how great it might be, there is another movie to focus on this evening. As I said, it's Thor's Day. And as we speak right now in the US, people are attending the first opening night screenings of Thor Ragnarok. And an advanced screening of the movie took place right here in Nashville earlier this week, and we had a chance to catch up with some of the fans that saw the movie to ask what they thought. Let's check it out.
What's up, guys? BD here, just got out of Thor Ragnarok. I'm here with my buddy Braylon. Braylon, first of all, I want you to describe Thor Ragnarok in just one word.
Awesome. Balanced. It's very well balanced.
Just spectacular. Absolutely amazing. I know that was 3 words.
I was going to say super.
You wore the wrong sweatshirt, man.
Okay, yeah, you're right. All right, better one. It was marvelous.
Acid.
I want to be Thor when I grow up, but I can't.
Who told you can't be Thor?
Nobody.
Well, then you can be Thor.
Well,
Man, I can think of every single possible thing to describe how great this movie was, just in scale and just how well executed it was. I really liked it.
It's a great movie. I have never had so much fun watching a Marvel movie before.
It was entertaining, it was funny, go figure, but yeah, there was a whole lot of butt kicking going on. Loved it.
It's like you took a comic book and dipped it in acid, and then ate that comic book, and then went inside yourself to read said comic book.
Was it your favorite Marvel movie of all time?
Yeah, I think it is. Right now, this is my favorite of all of them because it was so well balanced. It had so much of everything packed into that time.
I feel like I don't even have to ask you this, bud, but who was your favorite character?
Thor.
Korg. Korg was absolutely pretty funny.
That's what I'm saying, man. Taika Waititi, the director, played Korg, and he was the best part.
He got in some pretty good lines, and it was funny. and actually kick some butt also.
I love the Hulk. So, he's awesome.
Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, I mean, I really love seeing him in the universe. I think he is the most underrated Avenger. Like, he doesn't get enough love.
I like the fact that there's a person in there, but he's just this big green thing, and he's like a little kid in a big body.
I like the whole dynamic the direction we're moving to as far as Hulk with him struggling, and the fact that they made him talk, great. It was incredible, actually.
It was nice to see him get some dialogue.
Who was your favorite of the new bunch?
Kate Blanchett. That villain, man, she was menacing. I mean, she was seriously a villain.
I really think that Hela was a good villain. She had a lot of charisma and like all of that.
Hela, she was really dark.
I also want to just give a hats off to Valkyrie. She was great in the movie. Like, she had a lot of charisma, like I mentioned before. All these actors, they just have so much charisma. Like, it makes the movie so fun to watch.
I liked the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie was great because she was just as strong, if not stronger, than the guys. But she also had some of the same flaws that guys have. All the drinking, all the whatever. She's just like, here I am, don't try to change me.
How does it compare to the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for you?
Ooh, this was definitely the most fun while kicking butt, for sure. Yeah, there's lots of beating up, lots of action, comedy. There were bro moments, man. Bro moments.
I love how much you love the movie, so I want to give you something. This is Hela. It's a Hela figure from Hasbro. Check this out, man. It's for you. I like you. I like your reaction. That's for you.
Thank you.
I already told my friends I'm going to go see it again, and I'll probably see it another time, too. I will see it multiple times. It's great.
Thank you.
You got it, buddy.
That was sweet of you, BD. Now, whoa. I don't know
Hulk
this.
smash! Ah!
Look, Halloween is already over, but like it's never a bad time to wear an awesome Hulk mask, right? Especially with Ragnarok coming out. It's awesome. So good news. We're going to be giving away some of these awesome masks from the Fandango fan shop, Fandango's online merchandise marketplace. So you got to stay tuned later in the show for the Q&A segment. We're going to be giving away some of these awesome masks. So just hold on tight. When we get through the news, we go to Q&A, we're going to tell you exactly how to win one of these masks. We've got a bunch to give away, so just don't go anywhere, and we'll tell you. But anyway, to the news. Now, with Ragnarok and Justice League hitting theaters this month, it's probably time to start looking ahead. DC's next movie to begin filming is Shazam from director David Sandberg. Casting is heated up this past week as Mark Strong, former Kingsman star and former Sinestro, is reportedly in talks to play the film's villain, Dr. Sivana. And Grace Fulton, who starred in Sandberg's hit horror film Annabelle Creation, is also set to join the cast. Now, all that's well and good, but fans are a bit divided on the casting of Shazam himself. Super nerd Zachary Levi, star of Chuck, has been tapped to play the hero for Warner Brothers. Now, Janelle, people are divided about this casting decision. There's all kinds of different stuff going on the internet. What do you think about Levi as Shazam?
I myself am divided because on one hand, he has that childlike presence.
Yeah.
I feel like he could portray a child very well as an adult. On the other hand, he's scrawny, and this is supposed to be a child's like envision, like of a perfect superhero. Right. So chiseled, buff, handsome,
and that's where I'm running into problems too. Is in that I mean, Zachary Levi's a great looking dude. Don't get me wrong. If I could look like Zachary Levi, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But you were talking about, John Cena was in the running for this apparently, and Derek Thielen, some of these really like big dudes. And then you got Zachary Levi, and while he's a super nerd, I think he'll take care of the property really well.
Absolutely.
We know he's going to go up against Black Adam, which is played by The Rock.
The Rock.
And let's look at this. Let's take, just for comparison's sake, seriously.
I mean, this is some Spider-Man stuff. I mean,
it's hard for me to see like, oh, this guy's going to win out against that man.
He's
the biggest person I've ever seen. So I think that he can do it. I think that his personality really does fit well for it. The one thing that I got hung up on is the size, but
he needs to go to the gym.
He does, but he's been posting on Instagram. He's been at the gym and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Bulk up, man.
But I loved what David Sandberg did with Annabelle Creation. The first Annabelle wasn't awesome, and he came in and made a great second movie. So I'm trusting the decisions he's making. I think he's going to do it really well. He's a really talented director, so we're going to see. But this week, the first TV spot for Star Wars: The Last Jedi debuted, and let's just be honest, it rocked. Okay. It was really, really cool. It had all kinds of great stuff. It had Luke, and it had some Porg action that I know we're all excited about. So we want to watch it with you guys real quick. It's only 45 seconds, but let's all take a look together.
So exciting. This first moment is the moment that
Like, it's one of the coolest shots that we've seen in Star Wars in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. These trailers. I mean, I can't even hear full volume right now in studio, and I'm getting like the chills.
It's still really cool.
It's crazy. Are you guys really excited? Let me know in the comments, because this has been one of the most anticipated films for me.
And what Star Wars does so well is they've always shown really cool stuff. They've always shown cool stuff in the trailers, but not giving enough away to make you think you ruined the movie. Like, they're really, really good at making trailers and at making TV spots.
Standing ovation.
It's awesome, and that just makes such a cool winter. I mean, we have Ragnarok coming out tonight. We have Justice League in just a couple of weeks, and Punisher the same day. And then a month after that, Star Wars. And right now, we are in the middle of some crazy stuff happening on The Walking Dead. Now, I just want to warn you guys, big spoiler warning. If you haven't seen Sunday's Walking Dead episode, now's your chance. I'm going to talk about it for just a minute. If you haven't seen it, there's a big reveal that I'm going to ruin for you, so just be warned. Okay, this week, The Walking Dead shocked fans by reintroducing Morales, who has been gone since episode 5 of the very first season. That's a 96 episode absence. And he just returned as a savior to hold Rick at gunpoint. He's working for Negan now that he's back. Janelle, you're a big Walking Dead fan, almost as big as BD. Almost, not quite. But was this a good move? I mean, was this the right thing for them to do?
I mean, I could literally talk about this for the entire show. I'm not going to, don't worry. But this was, to me, one of the most exciting moments from this season already. This so far topped the premiere episode for me personally. I think that Morales, maybe he was bluffing that he called for backup. That could be an option.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I would love to have an entire episode dedicated to his journey from Atlanta to now with the Saviors. I want to know about his family. I want to know how he got there. I want to know everything.
I think we're going to get to do that. And The Walking Dead has been, known in the past to kind of take these one-off episodes. We had one with Morgan. We had some other characters. But I think, like BD and I have talked about a lot, I think this lends itself to the crossover with Fear the Walking Dead they're talking about. We know that Morales went south towards Alabama when he left Rick. And we know that Fear the Walking Dead takes place in the South, along Mexico and Texas.
I'm curious about that.
I think maybe he can, no matter what happens to him on Walking Dead, he can show up in Fear and be a character, and you can see what happened to his family and see what happened to his backstory, because that shows a couple of years behind.
How that would have happened. Man, he's getting some serious screen time if he gets to be on Fear, and he had this little moment.
All I know is he started in Atlanta. He went all the way to, we're thinking Alabama, maybe even farther, to Mexico or something, or Texas, and then back up to the Washington, D.C. area to find Negan. I have no idea how that happened, but I'm hoping this next Sunday will tell us. But finally, to wrap up the news for the day, Gotham is making another move this season by recasting Poison Ivy. Again, yeah, that's right. Tomorrow, People star and Flash alum Peyton List will be debuting in the second half of the season as a, quote, more dangerous Poison Ivy that will be much more like the character from the comics. And List replaces Maggie Geha, who replaced Claire Foley a couple seasons ago. Now, as we mentioned a couple times, it is Thursday, so it means it's Gotham night, and that means that Gotham is on, and we're not going to see Poison Ivy for a while. But it's a weird move to do this many times.
I'm not a big fan of them doing this. They also did this on Game of Thrones with one of the characters that I found super hot, Dario.
Oh yeah, he switched up.
So he was definitely one of my favorite characters on Game of Thrones. Yeah. And when they did the character switch with the actor from the TV show Nashville, I was really taken aback. Not a big fan. So I totally understand Gotham fans getting frustrated. But I promise you guys, look at me right here. I promise you, it will be okay. I'm sure you'll fall in love with this actress too.
Well, and they've said they're going to change her powers up a little bit, and so I think they're kind of going to go with a different character. But that's all happening tonight. You'll be able to see Peyton List later on in the season for Gotham. But until then, our buddy Chris Killian had some thoughts with Thor Ragnarok opening this weekend. He was talking about the MCU as a whole, and he decided to rank all of the MCU movies to date. So Chris, let's see what you got.
Thor Ragnarok is officially around the corner and fans are as excited as ever for the 17th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What's up guys, I'm Chris Killian with ComicBook.com and I'm about to venture into dangerous nerd territory because today I'm going to list off the 10 best MCU movies so far. Now obviously this is a completely subjective list, but I did consider the ComicBook.com composite scores, which are a mixture of professional movie reviews and fan rankings. If you're one of the few who were hoping that Iron Man 2 was going to take the top spot here, well then get ready to be disappointed in the same way most of us were when we watched Iron Man 2. But for everyone else, maybe you'll agree with me and maybe you won't. Either way, after this video, head over to the movie page on ComicBook.com to vote for your favorites. Starting off my list at number 10 is Ant-Man. If there's one thing that Marvel has truly excelled at, it's been their ability to turn their B and C-list characters into A+ players. We've seen it time and time again, and that's firmly on display in Ant-Man. Like Iron Man in 2008, Marvel went with an unconventional choice by casting Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, but it paid off in dividends and provided Marvel with yet another charming, bankable hero. Coming in at number 9 is Avengers Age of Ultron. While it's not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, juggling a story with that many superheroes is no small feat, and every time I watch it, I just like it. James Spader provides a perfectly sinister voice for Ultron, and there are moments in the movie where he's downright creepy. The drinking party at the Avengers headquarters is a ton of fun, featuring what is arguably Stan Lee's best cameo, and if that's not enough for you to like it, I've got 2 words for you: Hulk Buster. Number 8, Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember when I said that Marvel is a boss at taking their least popular characters and turning them into money-printing machines? Well, say hello to the Guardians of the Galaxy, which turned out to be everything that a fun intergalactic superhero blockbuster should be. I mean, seriously, what's not to love about this movie? Chris Pratt is the GOAT as Star-Lord. We got our first really good look at Thanos, and James Gunn even squeezed out the strongest acting performance of Vin Diesel's career using just 3 words. That last part was a joke, kind of. Number 7 is Captain America: The First Avenger. At the time, Captain America was largely seen as an outdated superhero, so making the entire movie a period piece set during World War II and showcasing Steve Rogers as overly earnest, even by 1940 standards, was a brilliant move. Chris Evans silenced naysayers as the lovably courageous Steve Rogers, a far cry from his take on immature heartthrob Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four. Plus, Red Skull is awesome, and has there been a more bittersweet relationship in the MCU than the one between Steve and Peggy Carter? No way. Coming in the 6th spot is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, a lot of people didn't love Volume 2 as much as Volume 1, to which I say to you, why the heck not? If you're truly a fan of the first Guardians, then this movie is more of the same but done better. The cosmic visuals are spectacular, the chemistry and camaraderie of the team are turned up to 11, and the scenes between Drax and Mantis are hilarious. Heck, even 80s action heroes like Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell get roped into the mix, with Kurt, in particular his ego, being a much more fascinating villain than Ronan was in the first movie. Plus, if Yondu didn't make your eyes water at the end, you might be a sociopath. Number 5, The Avengers. This movie was an event. For the first time ever, superheroes from separate solo films joined forces in one big giant film extravaganza, and it was every bit as awesome as you could imagine. Structurally, it's tough to give this many characters enough screen time in a 2-hour film to develop them, but that's what the solo films were for. But The Avengers was all about seeing our favorite heroes slobber knocker a bunch of bad guys, and sometimes each other. And number 4 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. If the first Cap film was a period piece, then this was more of an espionage conspiracy thriller. It's really a testament to how good the Captain America movies are that they almost switched genres from film to film. Almost out of nowhere, the Russo brothers came along and churned out a movie that was thrilling, action-packed, and politically relevant. Up until this point, the Russo brothers were mostly known for directing episodes of Community, so whoever at Marvel thought that these guys were the right choice, I'm looking at you, Feige, should be given an award. For number 3, I've got Spider-Man: Homecoming, where Tom Holland became the 3rd actor to throw on Spidey's mask in the past decade. 3rd time's a charm, right? Even as the Avengers banded together to save New York City, it had felt like something was missing by not including Marvel's flagship wall crawler. Thankfully, Marvel and Sony finally worked out a deal, brought the OG Batman on board to play the Vulture, and threw in a dash of high school John Hughes angst. All of those elements combined crafted a super fun movie that hit a pitch-perfect tone for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Number 2, Iron Man. Has there been better MCU movies since Iron Man came out almost a decade ago? Yes. Has there been more important movies to the MCU since Iron Man? Absolutely not. Without Iron Man, there simply is no Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nowadays, it's so easy to forget that prior to 2008, Iron Man was considered a second-tier character, and Robert Downey Jr. wasn't box office gold. Quite the contrary, the whole movie was a roll at the craps table, but luckily for us, Iron Man hit big. And for number 1, most of you guys agree with me on this one because this is the highest ranked Marvel movie on ComicBook.com, Captain America Civil War, aka The Avengers 2.5. If you combine the popcorn comic book elements of The Avengers with the intelligence of Winter Soldier, then you get Captain America Civil War. It adapted one of the most popular Marvel storylines of the last 20 years and introduced both Spider-Man and Black Panther in a way that was complementary instead of contrived. Plus, the airport fight scene is hands down the best comic book fight scene that's ever blessed the big screen. How would you rank the 10 best MCU movies so far? Show me a list in the comments. Better yet, check out the movie page on ComicBook.com and vote for your favorite Marvel movie. Thanks for watching.
Now, Chris made some awesome points there, and he did an awesome job with that video. It took a lot of hard work. Not saying I agree with anything on it, because you guys know my thoughts on Civil War. I don't love it, but
yes.
Great job, Chris, with that. If you guys want to talk to either one of us about our favorite Marvel movies, be sure to hit us up on Twitter. But now it's the best. It's our favorite time of the show, the Q&A. So if you guys have questions for us about anything we've talked about or anything comic-related going on, throw them in the comments section below. We're going to get to them in just a second, but as I promised, we're going to tell you guys how to win one of these awesome Hulk masks, okay?
Yes.
All you have to do is go on Twitter when the show's over using the hashtag CBNow and send us a picture of you in your Halloween costume from this past weekend. And we're going to add to your little costume collection with one of these masks. So, Twitter, hashtag CBNow with your Halloween costume. And then we're going to pick a few winners. We're going to show some of the best ones on the show next Thursday. So be sure to head over to Twitter and do that. And get
I'm going to enter
awesome
3 times because I had 3 separate costumes this year.
Okay.
I don't think I'm allowed to enter, but I want you guys to show the photos anyways.
All right, well, you guys can look at Janelle's photos right there on the hashtag CBNow. We can see what you guys wore for Halloween. I'll tell you, I dressed as Jughead from Riverdale yesterday, or the other day at work. So,
oh, that's great.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite costumes I had in a while. So, Twitter, hashtag CBNow. But it's time for your questions. Let's see what you guys got. Janelle, what are they asking? What's going on?
All right, Carl Steels is asking, if there is to be a Last of Us movie, who would you like to see play Joel?
Okay, Last of Us is an awesome movie. If you guys haven't played it,
play
it. It's amazing. I know it's one of BD's favorite games, one of my favorite games, one of Janelle's favorite games.
Yes.
If I'm picking somebody, like, okay, we've already seen it, and I know it's kind of a cop-out, but like, Hugh Jackman. Yeah, like, he's so good.
It's Hugh Jackman, and honestly, when they first started talking about this, there was like Ellen Page was in the running for Ellie, and I would freaking love that, but
I think she's a little bit too old at this point to be Ellie, but like, we have awesome young actors. I mean, I would not be mad if you made a Last of Us movie and took it with Hugh Jackman and Daphne Keane, just made Logan again I'd watch it.
Yeah,
but like,
too.
I know everyone's been watching Stranger Things. Like, Millie Bobby Brown would be so
amazing.
Good. I'd love it so much.
I want to see her in everything, honestly. Everything.
What else we got?
We have a question live from the chat.
Okay.
Adam Harrison, Negan versus the Governor. Who is more crazy? Yo,
who's
I'm
more
sorry.
Crazy?
The Governor is way more crazy.
Negan at least makes sense.
Yeah.
Look, the Governor's one of my favorite comic villains.
Yeah.
Maybe ever. I love
Amazing.
the Governor, but like, Negan makes so much sense, and he has rules and boundaries, and he hasn't really lost himself yet. He's just a bad person.
Yeah.
He's terrible, but I wouldn't say crazy. I think the Governor is hands down the craziest villain we've seen on that.
He's like the salesman, and the Governor's like the Unabomber.
But we know Morgan's crazier than all of them because he's losing his mind
Poor Morgan.
Again.
We love you, Morgan.
I don't want him to go, but I'm afraid he's going to die this season. I'm really worried about it.
Don't put that out there into the universe. Oh no, Morgan. Please don't leave us, Morgan. All right. Can we move forward?
Yes, we can move on.
All right, we're going to move forward. Michael Hamilton is asking, do you think they will include Secret Empire in the MCU?
Oh, can I say I hope not?
Oh.
I really hope not. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Secret Empire. I know a lot of people liked it, but for more than that, I think that we're in this time right now where as much as politics is dividing the country, no matter where you find yourself, I mean, politics is a really divisive issue, especially right now. And then you're going to bring in this Cap being a Nazi and like all the spy. I just, if it is a thing, I don't think it's going to happen for a very long time, because I think right now is not the right time to do it. And on top of that, I just didn't really like the story, so I hope not.
Okay.
But
I hear
that's
that.
my take on it.
Hey, listen, I'm going to follow your lead on this one. I feel like you know what you're talking about, and I'm just going to follow your lead on this one because I'm always scared I'm going to offend people with politics in any way. Okay, we have another question. Moving forward, Sky Patterson is asking, who could possibly play Lady Thor in the MCU?
And Sky put a lot of options up there.
He put all the options there. Those are what I'm guessing, are we supposed to choose out of those names?
I mean, I think those are his suggestions, maybe, and I think that a couple of them have been in the MCU.
Right.
Now, if we're being technical, Natalie Portman should play her because she's the character. Jane ends up becoming Lady Thor, but I assume Natalie Portman's done with the Marvel movies.
And
so
I don't think she wants to be done. She just has not been approached. And also, you know, the actor who plays Loki, he was not approached for a while either. So he thought that he was out for good, and then they brought him back.
So
you never know.
We could maybe
she
see her
come back. Yeah.
But if we're going fan casting, I think there's a couple people out there that I really like. One is Catherine Winnick from Vikings. She's a total badass.
Yeah.
I'd love to see her as Lady Thor. My other one is Sophia Boutella. I basically, every time there's a female anything in a superhero movie, I cast Sophia Boutella as like what I want to see because I love Sophia Boutella, and even though The Mummy wasn't great, she was awesome. She was awesome in Kingsman. I love Sophia Boutella.
I kind of want Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
She's like, I know she's a little like tough, and I feel like she'd be great and rigid. I know she's not as glamorous as they like to make some of these lead females, but that's what I love about her.
Well, BD is in the comments right now saying Alicia Vikander, and I don't know if that could happen, BD, because she's the Tomb Raider. So like you get both franchises at one time?
Right.
Like, are you wishing failure on the Tomb Raider, Brandon? No, I didn't think so. Keep that out of here. Okay, what else we got you now?
Okay, we have another question. Larry Page is asking, anything about the Gears of War movie?
That's tough.
I mean, we know who the writer is.
Yeah, it's getting worked on, and it's kind of one of those that's going to be stuck in this development. I guess hell.
And I hate that because video game movies like make me so happy.
Even though there hasn't been many like good ones.
We need a new Super Mario Brothers movie. Wait, what? Did I just say that?
Oh no! That hurt to
hear. No, we haven't really heard anything from this, and I hate being the bearer of bad news, but they might be at a standstill at the moment.
Yeah, I think right now they're kind of just in this stage where they want a script and it wants to be made, but there's just not a lot of progress happening. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to keep you updated. If there is any Gears of War news, we're gonna tell you all about it. But I know that BD's pulling for that one because that's like his favorite thing.
Donkey Kong Country movie. I saw it in the chat. I'm down with that.
What?
Yo, that is my favorite game of all time. Is Donkey Kong Country 2.
I don't know about that.
It's very exciting. Sorry, I'm getting so excited about these video game movies. Okay, moving on.
Hey, BD has a question. BD says, who should play Kratos in the God of War movie?
Ooh.
I got an idea. You ready? It's a really good one. Scott Eastwood. All right. Let's.
I love him.
Oh, he's perfect. He's not for Kratos, but he's perfect. All right.
He's
we got time for one last question.
Okay, we have one more question from Wim Sadmojo.
Wim Sad, my favorite name.
I love that name. Okay, will there be a Godzilla Kong Pacific Rim crossover?
I don't think Pacific Rim is a part of this right now, but the next Godzilla movie after the one they're making right now, they're making Godzilla Uprising, and it's going to be Godzilla versus Kong. Like that's a thing. That's being made. I said Uprising, Pacific Rim's Uprising, but there's going to be a Godzilla versus Kong movie. It is in the works. It's happening. So get ready to see them together. Pacific Rim's going to, I think, continue to be its own thing from the mind of Guillermo del Toro.
It's been discussed. There has been a lot of discussion.
It fits. I mean, all these creatures fighting.
Has talked about it.
But I don't think we're going to see Pacific Rim crossover anytime soon.
Well, I'm ready for it.
I think there's some licensing things that have to get worked out before that, but it could definitely happen. Kong and Godzilla, though, is for sure, and it's happening very soon. So that's all we got.
Very exciting.
Thank you guys for joining us here on Thor's Day. Be sure to reach out to us on Twitter at Charlie Ridgely, at Janelle Wheeler, and we will see you next week on the other side of Thor's Day. So be sure to tweet at us, #CBNow, get your mask, have a great time, and go see Thor. It's in theaters now. Peace out.